one thing I like to kind of bring people back to, because I like to look at kind of the sociology of it a bit. So when you take a look at how this generation was raised, I mean, it's the first, so I'm talking the younger of the millennials and Gen Zers. It's the first generation to be, born as digital natives, right? They had that device probably in their home, maybe in their hands as toddlers, okay? And not because there was anything to blame with parents like me. I mean, we didn't know better. We got this new thing called an iPad, and we're like, oh my gosh, there's this great alphabet app, and my kid can learn how to say his alphabet and read 2 years before I did. You had no idea. And so, in addition to this way of life, where we were getting them to focus more inward and less outward, okay, then add on to it, I really love listening to some of the studies and the meta studies that have been evaluated by Jonathan Haidt. I don't know if you know who the author of the Anxious Generation. He's like a New York Times bestseller right now. But he's a social scientist who talks about the fact that then when we started going into like the 90s and the 2000s, parents of my generation, so I'm Gen X, started becoming much more involved in their kids' life. We overscheduled them. We had them signed up for all this stuff, and we did not create opportunities for these kids to kind of fall down sometimes, to be the kid who wasn't chosen on the pickup, basketball game across the way, being the kid who was excluded because everything was so micromanaged. And so now you have this group of kids who did not have experiences that ended up really building these life skills that they need in the workplace. And then add on top of it the fact that, what Jonathan Haidt calls these devices are experience blockers. They did not get the opportunity to connect with humans because they thought they were connecting with somebody, but they really never had a great friend because most of their interaction was through asynchronistic communication.
Right.